audible and visible. So all set to go.
You, yes, all set to go.
Great.
Naveen, happy to see you again.
And Kaushik, this is
Yes.
Srinivas, our guest.
Hello, sir. Kaushik. You'll be joining further meetings as well because Naveen was once a guest and he's appeared again. And so I'm sure you'll love Toastmasters
Yeah.
and join us.
Amazing. Yeah, even Srinivas is also willing to join the club. Yeah, he's just
Yes.
I just told him to attend the meeting and then
Okay.
join. Yes,
Nice.
right. Okay.
Okay. Go on mute. I'll come once everyone is there. Okay.
Yeah, sure. And Darshini is will be helping us with that experimenting the game.
I read the message. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, fine.
okay, okay. Yes.
Hi, good morning, all. Am I visible and audible?
Yeah, hello, Praman. Yeah, good
Hmm.
morning.
Hi. Good, good.
Yes, may I know you're a guest of the club, right?
Yes, there was asked from
Yeah.
Shilpika for
Oh, sorry,
evaluator
you are
role.
being the evaluator too, right?
Correct, correct.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Hmm.
Sorry, sorry.
Bharat, yeah,
Okay.
he's the evaluator.
Okay, yeah. Welcome to the club. Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
So
Welcome,
you are
sir.
part of which Wipro Toastmasters, right?
Yes, I'm part of Wipro Toastmasters Club, but connecting from Saudi Arabia.
Okay,
So here
amazing.
for us, today is the holiday. So I got a chance to join this club.
Okay, that's really cool. Yes. Okay.
Hmm. Any. This is
Yes. Hi, Kirandeep. Hi, Darshini.
Hi, Bharat.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, great. Yeah. So, Darshini, you are at Vellore or Bangalore?
No, no, this weekend I'm in Vellore.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't work in Bangalore. I only have an internship in Chennai. So I don't have
Oh,
connections with Bangalore. I just visit some in Bangalore.
oh, okay. I was just confused with the
He
Instagram
works
post.
in Bangalore. So
Okay.
for fun weekends, I go there.
Okay. Cool. Nice. I think Darshini, your spelling is wrong. It was typed with H. I mean, the spelling of your name. H is there.
Yeah, actually, the thing is, I have an email address. It has H, and it's logged into that email address, so it comes as Rashmi Kumar.
Okay.
I don't even use my dad's name full name there. It's only Rashmi K, but I don't know how to change it.
Okay. Cool. I mean, Kirandeep, is the noise is coming from your side? Okay.
Let me check. I will turn off my mic.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no problem. Yes. Yes. Hi, Mahamam. Okay. So we are able to join a Toastmastering.
Hi, Kaushik.
Oh, hi, Tiradeep. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, same here.
Nice. It's a good step. So I know that you're liking Toastmasters. Seeing you again like this. It's nice.
Yeah.
Hi, Darshini.
Hi. How's your TMOD script going?
It's improvised. It's improvised. So I hope it goes well.
First
So
time, all the best.
thank you. Mhm. Bharat told you about the game.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I'm up for anything. Just don't give me speeches and
See, in that case, you're gonna like these games. You're more into improvising, right? You're gonna love these games. So yeah.
let's see.
So two more players, right? Xiaomi and
I think Dashini, can
Anand
you
Anand,
itself.
please contact so many once? So she'll be joining late.
what?
Yeah, Dashini, is so many told anything like joining? She'll be joining late. I
No,
think
she
she'll
didn't
be
say
joining late.
anything. I'll call her. He
Okay,
told
sure.
me to join now.
I'll call Anand itself.
Okay.
Who's the sergeant at arms?
Yeah, so as Santosh is not available, I'll be playing it. Yes.
Mahamam, you're there?
Yeah, Kaushi, Jonathan sir is joining.
He didn't pick up. So
Okay,
I
yeah,
put
I
a
just
message
called
away.
him by 11 o'clock and he told like he'll be joining. Maybe, yeah. Let's see.
Actually, Soumi also didn't pick up. I'll drop a message and I'll see what to do.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Sound is coming in. So
Okay. Yeah, hi Vinod. Welcome to Village Toastmasters Club.
Hi, Karan. Hi, Bharat.
Yes. So now you're at like Velur?
No, I'm in the my native only,
Okay.
so Tirupati only.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay.
he's on a call. That's why Anand sir is on a
Okay.
call.
Yeah, Dashini, then probably we can start the session and will then join.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Hello everyone. So first of all, let me just start the session with asking a simple question to all of you. So how many of you wake up early in the morning today? Just raise your hands. Okay, I could see few hands rising. So don't worry, even if you're not waking up early, you're something here on a Sunday morning to make your day really productive. So first of all, a very big applause to every one of you for that, right? So on this Sunday morning, I would just like to see your beautiful faces. So can you just, guys, please turn on your cameras? It will be really nice to have all of you on the camera. Yes, people turning it on, right? Thank you. So this is Toastmaster Bud, and I'll be the Surgeon at Arms and the presiding officer for today's meeting. So yeah, so starting off with it. So first of all, let me share you an incident, which just happened yesterday. So yesterday, so I'm currently in Bangalore. So yesterday, I was got an opportunity to attend the conference of Division A, which is from District 92. So yeah, we all know that conferences happening in our district too, in District 120, like Division A, Division B, Division C, Division D, and even in the upcoming week, on today we have Division E conferences happening. And yeah, it's always a great thing attending those division conference. You will get to witness a lot of people, and the best thing is you can network with a lot of people. So that is the most amazing part. And you can also witness the speeches of champion speakers of international speech contests and table topic contests. And so yesterday was really different actually. So I just wake up in the morning and I went to the I took the metro and went to Kaban Park. And yes, I reached the venue. It's Atkin, the tech park in that it's located in Vasant Nagar. I just entered the venue, and so right away when I just entered the venue, they took me to the cafeteria, and I was just really so hungry. I was just thinking like, oh my god, we didn't have the food. So what can we do? So actually there was no registration fee, so I was really doubtful. And so when I just entered, there was a buffet which provided with you know rice, sambar, and chap- chapati, gravy, and everything. And the start of the meeting just made me really amazing. The food was really delicious. And yes, we have finished the lunch, and yes, we entered the meeting. And yes, the meeting has started. And I was really surprised to see a Toastmaster meeting starting out with a dance. Yes, the people were come and started dancing. And in when we are in Karnataka and people are dancing for Tamil songs, that's the most amazing part. I really enjoyed the show. After that I could able to witness the speeches of international speech contest and then the table topic contest, and it was an amazing experience. So just what I wanted to tell you guys is that this Toastmasters will bring you something amazing even when you are at different places. If you are a part of a particular club, you know this will bring you a lot of insight around everywhere. So even if you are get an opportunity to travel Chennai, Bangalore, or some other else, just try to be take part in other conferences and meetings. You will get a lot more than just attending the meetings. So that is what I would like to tell to every one of you by starting off with this day. So yes, so today, before starting the session, I would just like to set some ground rules. So first of all, please put your mobile phones off or put them on silent mode. And the second thing, please refrain from talking about sex, religion, and politics. And thirdly, please put your mics mute unless you are come on stage. And most importantly, please turn on your camera so that we could witness your beautiful face. Right. And let me just tell you the mission and vision of Toastmasters Club. The mission and vision of Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning experience through which members develop their communication and leadership skills. And yes, hereby I declare the session number 125th of Value Toastmasters Club is open. And now, I think it's right time to call an important person in the meeting. I would say this person has just, he has already attended 6 to 7 meetings in the club. And what if I say he has taken up the role of the Toastmaster of the day, and he is here to make us all to put a great show. And he is none other than Toastmaster Kaushik for you. And I hope he can take us all to an amazing journey. And all the very best, Toastmaster Kaushik. And before that, let me just tell the guests who are present here. So first of all, I would like to call Srinivas, who's our guest for today's session, to give a short introduction about himself. Yes, sir, you are on mute, sir. Can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Srinivas. I hail from Chittoor. I am a retired bank officer. I am interested in debates and discussions that will enrich me, and as well as I may be of some help to any other who are in need. Uh, that's it. I have been participating these sort of forms. This is, if I remember, for fourth or fifth one. Just I learned from you, and if at all I'm able to tell you anything out of my experience, I can share with you. That's for
Yes.
why I'm here. Good day.
Yeah. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
sir. We all can learn a lot from you through your experience, and I hope you have an amazing session with us. And next, I would like to call Vinod, our guest for today's session. Vinod, can you just give a small introduction about yourself? You're on mute. Yes.
Okay. Hi guys, good morning. So this is Vinod Shanmugam. So I'm a senior consultant in Infosys, Bangalore Infosys, and I'm working the blockchain technology. And so I am very interested on this kind of clubs and these things already. I'm doing some taking the sessions for colleges. These things are already I'm doing that. So I'm so interested on these things. So I joined that Toastmaster club. So I would have to put in this Vellore Toastmaster club as a guest. Yeah, thank you
Yes.
guys.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We are so happy to have you for the session, right? And now I would like to, yes, I think we all know Kiran Deep. And Kiran Deep, can you just introduce yourself one more time, or for the people to know?
Yeah. Yes, yes, definitely. So my name is Kirandeep and I'm from Anantapur, Andhra Pradesh. At present, I'm working in the field of data in Atlee Technologies, and I'm very happy to be present here again today. And this club definitely helps to improve like speaking and also how to collaborate with others. And nice sessions today. I'm looking forward for today's session.
Yes, thank you so much, Kirandeep. And a special mention that we have Toastmaster Ramanan from Wipro Toastmasters. He's taking up the role of evaluator too. So thank you so much, sir, for taking up the role and helping us. Yes.
Thank you.
And I forgot to mention one guest because he's not a guest today. He's playing the role. Yes, you guessed it. The guy is Naveen. He has been a guest for a club, and yes, he's playing a role in our club. It's really great, and we can give a very big applause for him. Yes. All the best, Naveen, and hope you have a great time. Yes. And we are done with the introductions. And now it's time to call the important person, Toastmaster of the day, Kaushik. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bharat. It was a wonderful introduction for the meeting. Very good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's my privilege to welcome you all to Vellore Toastmasters Club. And for the benefit of the guest that we have here, I would like to explain the structure of the meeting. There are the meeting is divided into three parts. The first one is prepared speeches. The second one is table topics round. I want the guests to know that guests can also join in on this round. And the third is the evaluation round, a very important part as well. Having said that, I have a question for the audience. I want everybody to be very honest about it because it's a Sunday. How many of you all took part
I did.
today? Okay, Samni did, Bharat did,
I
and
did.
Darshini and Navi. Who didn't take part? Raise your hand.
That's why I was 7 minutes late.
Oh yes,
Okay.
even the TMOD has not
I
taken.
sent a mail.
I haven't taken bath today. I woke up at 4:30, but didn't take bath. But instead, I played basketball, so I'm energetic for the meeting. Kirandeep, are you also energetic or you still?
Yeah, Sim. I also play basketball.
Nice. But okay, fine. So let's go ahead. So, and I have another question again. So, out of all the Toastmasters here, how many of you all consider yourself to be good speakers? Good meaning you're comfortable with giving speeches. You're a great speaker means you're at a division contest level. You're an elite speaker means you're the international Toastmasters champion. So, how many consider yourself to be good speakers? Raise your hands. Good, you're comfortable. So, how many Darshini and Bharat? I want you all to keep your hands raised. So, and Maha. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have 4 hands raised. And now, how many of you all memorize your speeches? For example, if it's I went to the shop at 2 a.m., you memorize it. I went to the shop at 2 a.m. and I got pani puri. And do you say that? And during your speech, do you recite it as memorized, or do you know the point and you put it up? So if you memorize, put your hands down.
Okay.
If you memorize, put your
Yeah,
hands down. So
yeah.
Bharat
Actually,
memorizes.
yeah. Sorry. Actually, I would say like I was doing it in the initial days, like when I was in school days. I used to memorize and give speeches, but not the case in now. Yes.
So that means your hand's supposed to be up.
Okay.
Okay. Darshini?
It doesn't work for me. Like I can't recollect and say I only have points and I develop from it.
So you don't memorize.
No, I don't memorize.
Then your hand's supposed to be up. So how many you?
If I memorize or I don't memorize.
If you memorize, you put it down. So if
No,
you don't, you put it
I
down.
don't memorize.
Okay. Somebody, what about you?
In the initial stages, I used to practice my speech for at least like 200 times, so that I should be able to say it from the backwards also. I'd be practicing it in the shower while eating every time. But these days, I just remember the pointers and just go over there and let myself go berserk. So that's how
Correct.
it is now.
Nice. So you don't memorize. You have points in mind and sort of say whatever comes to mind. Thank you, guys. So Maha, I wasn't able to understand if you memorized or not because your video wasn't available.
Still
So out
memorize.
of 4, still memorize. Okay. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of 5 hands that went up, 4 are still remaining up, meaning those speakers they consider themselves good and they don't memorize the speeches. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Darshini and Bharat. So uh, what this goes to prove is that good speakers or people who are able to speak, they generally do not memorize it. For an example, I'll give you an example. Say we're trying to say I went to the shop during our first rehearsal. When we're reciting it, we might have said I went to the shop. During a second rehearsal, we would have said as I was going to the shop. During fourth or fifth, we would have said I was at the shop at 2 p.m. And during speech, whatever comes, we speak it out. But the point we are trying to convey was simple: we went to the shop. So the filler words of on that it's relevant, and whatever comes, we speak. So we improvise the smaller parts and we keep in mind the main part. So that's a good speaker. And if you look at the real world where outside of Toastmasters, where people are giving out speeches, majority of the speeches are improvised speeches. If you look at politicians, business people, as well as management people, they all improvise their speeches. No one says, no, you don't find politicians reciting speeches before they give it out, unless it's front of 1,000 people and before the elections. Right? So most speeches are improvised, and 1/3 of a Toastmasters meeting is about improv. So it goes to prove the importance of improvisation. So I want to tell you a small story of how I got into Toastmasters as well as improv. It was the year 2021, middle of 2021. I was privileged to meet a person called Anant Ravi. So the meeting was for an hour. I met him through a contact after a contact after a contact. I was all dressed up, three-piece suit, and because he was an executive. So during after meeting, I found out this Anant Ravi he was retired, but at the time he was the ex Reliance Industry board advisor of the main holding company. He was the advisor of the board. He worked with Dhirubhai Ambani as well as Mukesh Ambani. And at current, when I was talking to him, he was the startup head of Karnataka. So I met him in Bangalore. So he was the startup head of Karnataka. And after the talk, he gave me an advice. See, you're trying to get into business, join Improv and Toastmasters. He told me these two. So the next weekend, I joined Toastmasters. I joined Toastmaster Club of Indranagar as a guest. Okay. Just like Naveen and Kirandeep, I was a guest there, sitting and smiling like how you both are doing right now. But the thing was, I only attended 2 meetings because they pulled me out for table topics twice. And at that time, I didn't like it. So after the second meeting, I was like, what is it? I won't go to this. I didn't go up until Fellow Toastmaster Club. And on the other hand, I joined an improv club. The club was called Stop Being Boring. So what we used to do, we used to go to Covent Park every Sunday, and it was similar to Toastmaster, but it was different, more informal and so on. And it's an improv club. So once I joined Toastmaster, I understood, okay, there are so many things similar between improv and Toastmaster. So that's the reason why the meeting theme is based around this. So during the meeting, I'll give you all insights as to what's similar between Toastmasters as well as improv as we go in the meeting. All right. So as the Toastmaster of the day, it's my duty to introduce the role players who will help me conduct this meeting properly. And a main part of every Toastmaster session is the evaluations. So help me welcome the general evaluator of today's meeting, Toastmaster Saumini and her team. Toastmaster Saumini is the past president and a very professional member of our club and inspires all to do the same. Please don't laugh at me. Over to you, Toastmaster Saumini.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kaushik. So the role of a general evaluator is more like a football referee. We sit here and observe everything that goes on in a meeting. We make notes of everything that goes right and goes wrong and things that have to be corrected. The only difference is that a referee interrupts a match and gives their pointers, but we make a note of everything and give our pointers towards the end of the meeting. So this is a very tedious job. So I have a team at my disposal to help me with doing my job. And they are split into three categories and called the tag team, T, A, and G. T stands for timer, A stands for R counter, and G stands for grammarian. So today's timer is a very special person. He's not a Toastmaster, but is a guest of VTC. And we have our guest Naveen to play the timer for today. Over to you, Naveen. Do we have Naveen?
Yeah, he's there, but he's not audible.
Yeah, I
Naveen,
see
can you
that.
try again?
Am I audible now? Okay. Sorry, mic issue. So thanks for the intro, me. I'm Navin. So I'll be playing the role of timer today. To talk about the time, it is something very rare. Time doesn't have any partiality between you or me or to anyone else. It's same for everybody. We all have 24 hours, but it has a peculiar tendency to change based on the situation we are in. For example, if you're talking with someone who love or who you vibe with, 5 minutes can seem like a 2 seconds. But if you're listening to some boring lecture in your college, 5 minutes can seem like 2 hours. So that's some peculiar nature about time. So you have to keep up with the time to make an impact in your speeches. It doesn't matter how long your speech is. It's about how impact it creates in the speeches. So to to modify that, to maintain that, we have a timing for each section in our prepared speeches will be 5 minutes, and you can watch out my background to indicate whether you're qualified or not. So while starting your speeches, I'll be having a blue background like this. While the 5 minutes you will be qualified, so I will be showing the green screen, and in the 6th minute I will be showing the yellow card, which means you're reaching the end, so you need to gear up and finish the speech as soon as possible. And in the 7th minute I'll be showing the red card like this. So in this red card, you have just 30 minutes buffer time to complete your speech. If you're not completing within that timeline, you're going to be disqualified from the round. So make sure to keep up with the timing. For table topics, and the timing will be 1 to 2 minutes. So the qualified time is 1 minute, And in the 1.5 minutes, I will be showing the yellow card, and the 2 minute I will be showing the red card. For the evaluation report, it's the 2 minutes green card, and 2.5 minutes the yellow card, and 3 minutes the red card. I hope everybody will keep up with the time and make the speech more impactful. So I'll be submitting the report at the end of the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Naveen. Next, we have the R counter, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Uh, Very good morning to all. I am Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. Uh, Today I'm going to perform a counter mm, and grammarian. How it sounds? How does it sounds? Good, bad, or need to be improved? Any response? Of course, need to be improved. Right. Any speaker, any people want to be in a stage, they must be concentrate on their filler words, sounds, how they pronounce it. So it focus it will not only felt bad to the audience, it improves their speeches. Being a counter and grammarian of the day, I need to be sorry. The purpose of our counter is to note any overused words or filler sounds used as a crunch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Words such as and, well, but, so, and sounds may be ha, mm. I will note, I will give my report at the end of the meeting. As a grammarian, my it's very being a grammarian is very important. Sorry, give me a second. I'll start from the first. I start again. Okay. The purpose of our counter is to note any overused words or filler sounds used as a crunch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Words such as and, well, but, so, and sounds may be ha, uh. I will note I will note the words and sounds. I will give the report at the end of the meeting. And as a grammarian, it's very important to you as an audience, like it's you to improve your grammar and vocabulary. Being a grammarian, it's used me to explore my listening abilities. I carefully observe the language used in the meeting, word choice, pronunciation, sentence structure, and particular phrases. I not only take note of improper language. Thank you. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. I'll be back towards the end of the meeting with my general evaluator report. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samni and the tag team for your introductions. So, before we get into the speeches, I have a small story that I want to share. It will help highlight the importance of Toastmasters as well as improv. This is a story based on true events which happened to me this Thursday. So, this Thursday, it was a sudden and unfortunate event as far as me, as well as exciting one. Okay. Uh, so, I knew a person from TNEB, Tamil Nadu Electricity Board. So he called me up at 11 a.m. on Thursday and he said, Kaushik, I have to go as a judge to a food contest that's happening at St. Jude's Cancer Center in Vellore. Does anyone from Vellore know St. Jude's Cancer Center? It's at Filter Bedroom. Hard. It's okay. No issues. So he was going to go as a judge and he told me, I won't be able to go. Please go as a judge. I'll tell them you're coming instead of me. So all I needed was 0.5 seconds, okay, to come up with reasons. I was like, Uncle, I have to be on site. I have to do this. I have to do that. I'm waiting on a call. I said all sorts of things that could come up with my mind. Long story short, I had to do it. Okay, and it's all we all have that fear, right? What are you going to do as a judge? So I do have the fear, but in my mind, I accepted the fact, and I was like, you know that movie dialogue, right? எவ்வளவு பண்ணிட்டோம் இதை பண்ண மாட்டோமா? So I was like, okay, let's go ahead and do it. I'm also a Toastmaster. I've done improv. I can handle this. So I go and I sit. I meet the organizer. He makes me sit in a room. Then there's another setback. So the setback is all these participants are from North India. So these aren't any North Indians. These are legitimate North Indians, meaning they don't know English or Tamil. They only know Hindi. And me, even though since fourth I've been out in boarding schools, I have friends all over India from Northeast, Manipur, Nagaland, Rajasthan, Jammu and Kashmir. I don't know Hindi because I'm a true Tamilian. At that time, I was like, as a classic and proper Tamilian, they say Hindi theriyadu poda. Tamilians don't like to learn Hindi. Okay, so that was me, and I didn't know Hindi, but over the years I realized, okay, I used to eat a lot of pani puri with my friend, and speaking to those guys, right, my Hindi grew to a certain level where I could argue and get one extra suka puri. So to an extent, and if you guys don't know, it's very simple. You congratulate buy pani puri bahut acha hai, मेरे को दो suka puri देना, then he'll give you, look at him for 2 minutes or 2 seconds, he'll give it to you. So that's the Hindi that I know. So I was like, okay, fine, let's go ahead and do it. So stage is set, and what had happened, guys? I want you all to turn on camera so that I can see your reactions and see what's happening. So next, what happened? I was in the room. I was waiting, and there were 5 teams. They made dishes. They had team names, and each team had a special ingredient through which they made. Team A, their name is Chota Beam, and they made a dish with mango. And another team they made with cauliflower, whatnot. Okay, so this was the scenario. I come out. I had a co-judge as well. So we are there, and the organizer introduces us. Okay, this is this. There'll be a judge, and they congratulate. Now, from Toastmasters, I've learned a lot of things, just like you all. So, as a Toastmaster, how would you come up on stage and speak to your audience, introduce a speaker? Can someone explain what are the steps that you take? You greet and so on, right? So, can someone help me with stating the steps that we take as a Toastmaster? You can unmute and explain. So, you come, you greet person, you greet them, you acknowledge this person, and so on, right? So, things like that.
We start with it is a beautiful morning and how sunny the weather is, and what a good day it is that everyone is present. Talk all that and then introduce, and maybe if it's a food contest, you can talk how much you like food and what you enjoy the most, and then introduce someone, something like that.
Okay, fine. That's a good one, Dashni. We do acknowledge the situation. Talk about the day and thank everybody for attendance. Anything else, we do a little bit more also. Maybe no, not knowingly. Can someone give me a couple of more points?
We sing praises of the speaker.
True. We acknowledge the speaker plus give a compliment. That's something we do. Anything else, but from your side?
And just thinking.
Okay, you come on stage. What do you do? There was someone spoke already, and now you're on stage. What do you do? We'll thank the guy to introduce.
Yes.
So, okay. So let me say the steps we generally take. Once we come on stage, we thank the previous person. Thank you, Toastmaster, this or that, for introducing us or bring us on stage. That's one. Then we greet our audience. Good morning, good afternoon, beautiful day, whatnot. Right? Then after greeting, what do we do? Let me look up my script. So we talk about, if it's a speaker, we tell their speech titles, right? Uh, they're doing the speech, and we also tell why they're doing. If it's a project or whatever it is, we tell why they're doing it. Then once the speech is over, we acknowledge them or give compliments. Thank you for the speech; it was wonderful, and so on and so forth. So I knew what to do. They introduce me. I'll thank him. I'll go to one team. I'll greet them. I'll look at their food. What is the food? I'll ask the name, and I'll ask, okay, what ingredient did you guys use? Once I taste it, I'll acknowledge and thank them, and move to the next team. I knew what to do because Toastmasters taught me all this, the framework, come, thank, and all that. Then the remaining is improv. And so this guy introduced me. I said, thank you, Syed. His name was Syed. This was in English. So I go to the team. I had to greet them. I said, hello, and I gave a nice smile, and they all smiled back. And I asked, it's Hindi, I don't know Hindi, ये dish बहुत interesting है, ये dish का नाम क्या है? I had a paper in which they told me what the dish's name is, and the dish's name is also there. But just to talk to these people, I asked, ये dish का नाम क्या है? And they told the dish. I read out the dish. Then, oh, interesting, कौन सा ingredient use करो or whatever. And they told me that I also knew the ingredients, but still, just to engage, you ask them. And once I tasted, now there's another setback. Since now it's the acknowledging and complimenting part of Toastmasters, and in this case, food. The only complimentary words or acknowledging words that I knew in Hindi was "bahut acha." Okay, that's all I knew. Bahut acha. So to every team I went, I said, "ये dish बहुत अच्छा है, ये dish बहुत अच्छा." So I went. So same thing I did to all these teams. Went, greeted, बहुत अच्छा है dish, and went on and so on. And so, and there are more, and then after that, after the tasting, they were writing those points and then gifts and then the conclusion. And just like this, to describe this situation, I can also describe the gifts as well as concluding. It will take a lot more time. But I hope I've helped guests understand how Toastmasters has helped me at this situation, with giving out points. And other Toastmasters about improvisation. They just called me at 11 o'clock. This event was at 3 o'clock, and I had to go and you just perform. And so this helps you. I hope this story helps you understand the importance of both. And overall, the event was good. I know the event was good, even though with my broken Hindi, because the participants, as I was leaving, the participants, as soon as you looked at them, they would smile. Organizer would also smile. It's a good indication I did a good job, right? So if you're frowning, then I did a bad job. So it was good. So I hope the story has helped you both. And let's get to the speech part of the session. So for the Anand sir, are you there?
Yes, he is there.
The first speaker for this round will be Toastmaster Anand. To explain his path, project, and objectives of his speech, I request Toastmaster Bharat, our beloved club president and the evaluator of the speech, to come up on stage. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kaushik, for the introduction. Right. So today we have a speaker, a beautiful orator, and yes. So let me just tell you the purpose of the speech. So the purpose of the project is for the member to apply his or her leadership and planning knowledge to develop a project plan, organize a guidance committee, and implement the plan with the help of team. The purpose of the first speech is for the member to introduce his or her plan and vision. So Toastmaster Anandan is pursuing his pathway on motivational strategies. He's on level 5. And yes, his speech timing is about 5 to 7 minutes. And all the very best, Toastmaster Anandan. And over to you, Toastmaster Kaushik.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bharat. Toastmaster Anandan is a highly motivating individual. He is a very positive member and also our club founder. Help me welcome the most loved member of our club, Toastmaster Anandan, on stage. Toastmaster Anandan, over to you.
Anandan sir, you're on mute. Before starting your speech, I request you to pin my image in your screen so that you can know the card.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible now.
Okay.
Before starting the speech, can you please pin my image in your screen so that you can see the cards color?
I don't know how to pin your image. Your image is. I can see your image. Okay. Good evening, my dear Toastmasters and guests. In the year 2015, my son Arvind, who lives in US,
Yes, sir.
told
Sorry for
me
the
about.
interruption.
Yes.
Yeah, Yeah, Kaushik, did you tell the speech title?
No.
Yeah, sir. You're supposed to start after the speech title is done. Yes.
Am I
And
supposed
can
to?
you just turn? Yeah. So can you just turn your camera? It was reversed.
Kaushik,
Like, uh,
Is it
Could
okay?
you, sir, Anand, sir,
Yeah.
could you please tell the title of the speech? Uh, Starting.
High performance leadership. Am I audible? Okay, can I start and the timer starts over? In the year 2015, my son Arvind, who lives in US, told me, Daddy, there's a club called Toastmasters International. I think it's a right platform for you to enjoy talking because you're a very talkative man and you have a good scope also. I said, I really don't know. I have not heard about Toastmasters. And then he explained everything, why Toastmasters, what are the advantages, and things like that. So I thought, okay, let me join Toastmasters. And when I inquired in Vellore, there was no club, no clubs. So when I went deeper into it, I came to find out that there were clubs in VAT, and outsiders are not eligible. So they told me, if you can start a club, but you have to get about 20 members. So at that time, I was a general manager of Mahendra Cars, and my work timing is from 8:30 in the morning till 9:30 in the night. So I hardly had any time. So I thought it's not the right time for me to join Toastmasters or start a Toastmasters club. So I put my idea in the cold freezer box. Then in the year 2019, I had some more time, and I witnessed some of my son's meetings in Zoom, and I was really enthusiastic and happy to join. So I decided to start in 2019, and with the help of a few VIT students who helped me, they said they came out, they said they'll join the Vellore Toastmasters Club, and we can start it. So with the help of some 5 VIT students, we started, and the going was not so easy. It was really very tough. People in Vellore, oh, Toastmasters, what is Toastmasters? Oh, English. Oh, we know English. We don't know English. And how much? Oh, $100 per year. And so many questions and questions and questions. But as a salesman, as a marketing man, it is my duty to see that I convince everybody and see that I achieve what I am trying to sell. Here I'm trying to market Toastmasters Club. So I used all my energy, my talent, my skill, my experience, and went about marketing. Then I tried all the methods, and one of the I would like to explain a few methods. So we printed about 10,000 pamphlets, and it was my duty because these people were all college students. So I took the pamphlets and I started distributing in each and every houses, most of these big houses. And then I used to stand in the petrol pumps during peak hours, and I used to distribute to each and every people who are coming in the car and bike. And then that was not enough. There were very few inquiries were coming. Then I went to the church. I thought, okay, that's a place where you get elite members. So I used to go every Sunday to one church, stand out till the mass is over. Once it is over, when they come out, I used to distribute these pamphlets. And then I thought, still that marketing was not enough. I still need more aggressive marketing. So I started going to colleges, and then I went and met the principal. I met the head of the department of English literature. I met the department of MBA, BBA people, and I told them and I requested them to come to and witness. I told them as a guest, they don't have to pay any money. Many people ask, how much do I have to pay to come and see it? I said, no, you don't have to. You can just come and see it. You can pay. Yeah, if you are interested, you can join. If you're not interested, It's okay. You please be our guest. So this way I went on marketing and marketing. Finally, I got about 5 members, then 7 members, then 10 members. And sometimes some people were finding it very difficult to pay the money. So I told them, you can pay even quarterly. Every quarterly you can pay until you find that it's worth it. Then what happened? It was filling up. Suddenly, one fine day, I went to Auxilium College, and they gave me an opportunity to talk about Toastmasters, and I talked it out in such a manner that the whole class was engulfed and engripped, and they said, "Okay, we'll come." And to my surprise, that meeting, there were nearly 100 people as guests. I don't think so in any Toastmasters club anybody has brought 100 people as guests. And that way we did it. And finally, in the year 2019, VTC was formed. Thank God. And thank all my colleagues, VIT colleagues, who helped me to achieve this project. And that was a joy and pleasure it gave me, an immense joy and pleasure. And after that, the going was smooth for a year. Then again the renewal, and again we had problems. Again we have to do extra work of marketing and things like that, and it went on. Then I had to go to US to my son's place. I got myself, it's so easy, you can get yourself transferred from this club to US club. Became a member of Kenner Toastmasters. There I witnessed many competitions. It was fun, joy, pleasure. And then I just came back again, joined, and slowly but steadily I moved towards my pathways. So I did many projects in this level 5. So many projects I've done, which helped me to improve my knowledge, my capacity, my capabilities. And I'm very thankful to Toastmasters. It's a best way to improve your communication, leadership skills, communication skills. The pathway is designed in such a beautiful way. I'm sure all of you Toastmasters members know the beauty. And in the competition, you see the talent, bubbling talent, quarterly, half-yearly, the finals. Oh my God, you just go through this final speeches, you will find the perfection of the speeches. Even you can come. I know people who struggle, have developed, and they've become good communication people, and they've developed and brought up their leadership skills also. So Toastmasters has made me a man, a full-fledged man. Thank you. Thank you all.
So your mic is still on. Thank you, Toastmaster Anandan, for your wonderful speech about leadership, and especially me when I was in Vellore and looking for clubs. I too went through what you went through. I called VIT clubs, and they told me you cannot come. So I'm very glad that you took up the initiative and started this club. I'm very grateful for that. I don't have to. Me and everybody doesn't have to go through the hardship of forming a club in a tier 4 town called Vellore. So the second.
One more thing. I'm just happy that we are going to celebrate our 5th anniversary.
Yeah, that's definitely a great achievement. 5th. Nice. Okay. So the second speaker for this round will be Toastmaster Darshini. To explain her path, project, and objectives of her speech, I request Toastmaster Ramanan, the evaluator of the speech, to come up on stage. Toastmaster Ramanan is from Wipro Toastmasters Club. On behalf of Velo Toastmaster Club, I thank Toastmaster Ramanan for joining us and helping us conduct the meeting. I hope you have a good time here at VTC. And over to you, sir, Toastmaster Ramanan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kaushik, and good morning, everyone. As Kaushik said, I am Toastmaster Ramanan. I am from Wipro Chennai Toastmasters Club, and it's a privilege for me to join this club and see the senior members. And it's the first time I am seeing a founder who founded a club and it's really a pleasure to see you guys all here. So my target speaker, Toastmaster Darshini, she is into project pathways of visionary communication. She is into level 2 and project 2. The purpose of her speech is the purpose of this project is for member to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style and to share the impact of his or her style on others. Toastmaster Darshini, understanding your communication style, Toastmaster Darshini. Sorry, this is our practice actually. Sorry, I'm back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramanan. Toastmaster Darshini is a business bachelor and has been a Toastmaster for more than 2 years. When asked about the meeting theme, she said, Improv is the unique selling point of Toastmasters, and little do people know that by signing up for Toastmasters, people improve their key performance indicators. Help me welcome a very cheerful member of our club on stage, Toastmaster Darshini. Toastmaster Darshini.
Moving on, I would like to ask, is there any background noise that you guys are able to? Okay, yes, please go ahead.
Toastmaster Darshini, understanding your communication style. Understanding your communication style, Toastmaster Darshini.
Thank you, Toastmaster of today. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. It's been so long that I actually gave a speech in our club, and I'm really excited today to finally come back into the grind of giving speeches and deliver a speech today. What is the first thing that we do as soon as we enter a room? What is it that we do? It can be any room. It can be a room full of people. It can be a Toastmaster meeting. It can be an office. It can be an office meeting. It can be a friends meetup. It can be a family gathering. Anything. What is the first thing that we do? We scan the room. We scan the room to understand what's in the air so that we can react accordingly. We cannot go into a room with whatever notion that we have in our heads and go react in the same way, right? So we go into the room and scan what's in the air. I can't go into a room full of old people or sad people and go like, hey guys, what's up? Let's go chill. That's not how things work, right? We go into the room and see what's the emotion that people have in the room and then react accordingly. So, in an office setting, we have a team of 5 members. The 5-member team consists of one team leader and 4 other team members. So, one fine day, the TL drops a mail to the 4 other members stating that he has fixed a one-on-one meeting in order to set the team goals, and he's already allotted slot timings in the mail, which is being sent to the 4 members. So these 4 members look at it not knowing because they were not discussed about it, but then meeting is already set and all that they have to do is attend the meeting. So now each one goes to their slot, attends the meeting. The TL follows the same pattern with all of the members. See, the TL tries to understand what each team member is capable of and their personal and professional goals, the areas that they have to improve, and he offers suggestions to all of them where they can improve and where they can invest in themselves. So, post the meeting, each individual receives a feedback mail from the TL on the areas that they can work on and how they can work on themselves and how it will help them on their personal and professional goals and how it will also align with the company's personal and professional goals. So, according to Toastmasters, we have 4 types of communication, and that is initiating, direct, analytical, and supportive. So, initiating communication style is when a person is sociable, enthusiastic, energetic, spontaneous, and fun loving. A direct communication style is when the person is decisive, competitive, independent, and confident. Analytical communication style is when the person is precise, analytical, and very logical. Supportive communication style is when the person is calm, steady, approachable, sincere, and gentle. Now, let's compare this, these styles of communication with the scenario that we saw. In the office setting, the TL coming up with the idea of one on one is initiating communication. The TL dropping the mail with slots already allotted is direct communication. The TL trying to understand the members' strengths and weaknesses is analytical communication. The TL offering constructive feedback is supportive communication. Now, you might think, wait, Darshini, isn't your project on understanding your style of communication skill, communication? Yes, I did take the Toastmasters test, and I think Toastmasters was a little bit precise. A little bit precise. That it told that I am more of an analytical style of communicator, and I'm also a supportive kind of communicator, which doesn't put me much on the direct communication style, which I do lack, and I think I should work on my direct communication styles. So, yes, I know a lot of people following one single style of communication. I know it might work for them, but however, this is what I feel. I personally feel that in order to survive in this thriving world, one should possess all the four styles of communication. You should know how to use those styles, you should know when to use those styles, and you should know where to use those styles. Understand what's in the air and accordingly use the appropriate style of communication irrespective of their personal favorite style in order to be effective, because I can't go to my manager and communicate in a direct communication style. However, my manager can come to me and use the direct communication style, so the direct communication style will not work everywhere. The same way, all the four communication styles might not work everywhere, but where you use it is in your hands, and this in turn will make the person you communicate feel valued and understood. What do you think, Toastmaster of today? Thank you. Over to the Toastmaster of today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Darshini. That was a wonderful speech about communication style. And as you were stating the different types, I was trying to understand what was my style of communication. And I just understood that I have all these different type of communications that you said. If I'm in a business situation, it's direct, you do just that. And if I'm at home and trying to console my mother, or it will be the fourth or fifth point of communication style. So thanks for helping us all understand that there are different styles, and we ourselves can understand when we use them. So coming to the second part of the meeting is the table topics or improv games. So this might improv games might be new because generally in Toastmasters we do not do that. So let's assume this session as the games session. So during my time at Bangalore Stop Being Boring, which is an improv club, all we did was meet at Sundays at Cubbon Park, and just like Toastmasters, we meet every Sunday, and we meet at Cubbon Park and play improv games. So I have a couple of improv games that we all can participate in. I have two games in particular. Guests can also join in on this, and so these games require everybody to participate. So it's a fun game, and so yeah, so let's hop in. And before that, I request everybody to turn on the cameras as well as mics. Cameras as well as mics. Okay, Toastmaster Maha, will you be able to turn on the?
No, Kaushik, my bandwidth is
Okay,
very low.
sure. Okay, let's go ahead. So the first game is words. So what this is, we play as a group. Uh, there are 13 members in this meeting, so all 13 of us together as a team. So what this first game is it's called words. So what happens if I'm the first participant? There'll be a first participant, second participant, and third. There's a disturbance. Disturbance. Ananda sir, there's a disturbance from your mic. Okay. So there'll be around 10 people participating as a team. So there'll be an order as well. So first I go, then Ananda sir goes, Bharat goes, then Saumi, then Naveen, then Dashni, and so on. Whatever the first person says a word. So if I say potato, then the second person says another word to form a sentence. So if next one is Bharat, then Bharat says potato, and whatever Bharat says, and the third person, and so on. So it goes on so that we form a sentence. Okay, and since the group is larger, it's gonna sound really fun and sometimes might not make sense. So there are a lot of rules in improv, but two rules I want to mention. One is yes and. So first rule is yes and. What this rule means is if the previous member, if Bharat was the previous person who spoke, if Bharat said, if I open peanut, there's banana inside, I should agree that that's the fact and I continue. So it makes it fun. It makes Bharat look okay, and it also doesn't spoil the flow of the game. So whatever Bharat says is going to be true as far as improv is concerned. If he says he opened a peanut and there's a banana, then that's true. So that's rule number one. And rule number two is no mistakes. So you can say whatever you want. There are no mistakes at all. So feel free to use whatever comes. It's improvising. Whatever comes, you speak it out. So I will just put in chat the list or order of how people go. Just let me know if I missed out on something. Okay, so this is the order that we go first. Bharat, then Sami, then Anand, then Naveen, then Raman, then Chakrapani, then Kirandeep, Mahalakshmi, Shrutika, and Vinod. Did I miss out somebody? That's all of us, right? So first, me, Bharat, and Dashni will just give a small example of this game. Okay, Bharat can unmute. I think Bharat can go first. I'll go second. Dashni will go third. We'll just give you a small example of how this game goes. So Bharat, go ahead.
Every day,
I.
Wake up in the morning to.
One word. One word.
Oh,
Just
wake up.
one. So Bharat said every day. I said I. Dashni.
Wake up.
in
The.
Morning.
Bharat.
it's my turn.
Yeah.
Sundays,
Are.
Fun.
exactly.
I.
Love.
Eating,
Peanuts.
Ice creams.
And biryani.
Okay, so we use only one word, but
Okay.
we'll go in.
I should say and. Okay, but.
And Bharat might say, if he wants to make it fun, he'll say and mud or whatever. So we make it fun, boy. Whatever we want, we can say. I think hope everybody got the idea of this first. It's an icebreaker game that we all play at Toastmaster. It's like stretching. Okay, so let's go. So let's go with the order. I hope everybody's Srinivas. There's a person called Srinivas as well. So let me just put that. Okay, so Srinivas will come after Vinod, and then it will be Bharat again. Okay, so shall we start? Is everybody ready? You can unmute your mics and okay.
But Kaushik, it's Chakrapani is Srinivas, right?
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
pseudonym.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay, sir.
Though
Let
I
me
am not
just.
an orator or a writer.
So he'll, as usual, come after Ramanan.
Okay. I said RINI, right?
yeah, everybody can just remember that whom you are going to speak next, like the person.
Yeah.
So that will be easy.
Yeah. So you'll be ready. So I'll come after Vinod. My name is not there, so I'll come after.
Okay.
Okay, Bharat, you can go.
So you'll be coming after me. So I'll be the first one, right?
Yeah, you'll be first. After me, it'll be you. So
Okay,
from you,
cool.
it'll go to Vinod, then me, then it'll be you. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, after Kaushik.
So you start.
To me?
Yeah, you start.
Okay. Mangoes.
Oh, it's me, right? Next.
Yeah.
Okay. R.
Um, Consumed.
Tasty.
By.
Ramnan, so it's your turn.
Sorry, I missed the last word.
By. Last word is by.
Kids.
Please,
Srinivas.
it's your turn.
And all.
And all.
It's my turn.
Mahaman. Okay, Kirandeep, your turn.
No,
Yeah.
Kirandeep.
Everybody.
Eat.
Shrutika is not there, so we'll go with Vinod.
Everybody eat well.
Everybody eat
Them.
Well.
well.
Yeah.
They
Always.
It is they always.
Yeah.
I said they said always.
Said always.
Okay. It has to be an adjective.
It can be anything. It can be
Anything.
any
No,
word.
no, no.
It can
With they always, it has to be an adjective. I want to very badly say a noun and like twist it. Okay, please give me a cut some slack for your telling 2 words, Kaushik.
Okay, fine. Let's go. 2 words. It's okay.
Okay, they always taste spicy.
And
Anand, sir.
And fun.
Okay, fun.
Colorful.
Okay, and scene. And scene. Scene means close. So I think so. We've understood how this game goes. So it's just an icebreaker. So as in an improv club, it's equal to stretching. So they come, if these guys are doing it regular basis, they'll come to pat one word, and so it'll be a really funny sentence. But it's an icebreaker. We'll get to the second game, which is fun, and since everybody's opened up, the second game is simple. It's called alphabets. So again, it'll be formed by the whole team. But here, in the first person, it'll be Bharat. Bharat will start a sentence with the first alphabet. So first alphabet is A. So Bharat's gonna stay. He's gonna say, as soon as I saw Prime Minister Narendra Modi. That's the sentence. He says that. Then the second person is supposed to continue. So second person is Saumi. Saumi is supposed to start a sentence with B. Okay, so B. But as soon as I saw Narendra Modi, his wig flew off. And C, the third person, Dashni, she says a sentence starting with C. It goes on like that till XYZ. Okay, and we can make whatever story we want. We can make it fun or whatever. Now, whatever you say is going to be true. Okay, so let's start with Bharat, and we'll go a little faster. Okay.
Always I want to be a good speaker.
with the letter B.
Come on, fast. Anything that
But
helps.
but my consistency is a big challenge to me.
Cats are my favorite animal.
So it's on mute. So yours is on mute.
Dogs and cats are my favorite too.
eventually it ended up not catching.
Ramanan sir.
Sorry, I didn't get it completely because I'm facing some network issue here. Can you please continue? I'm just observing it.
Okay, fine, sir.
Sorry for that. When you
Sir.
are, sorry.
Okay, Srini sir, I think you can continue. Sir, Srini sir, are you there? Okay, let's go ahead with Kiran.
The letter is F, right?
Yeah, F.
Okay. Far from this place, there is a temple.
Mahama, it's your turn.
It's G, right?
Yeah, G.
Ganguly is a favorite cricketer. It's my favorite cricketer. It's Ganguly,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, it's Ganguly. So I just pause here. So you try to make sense with what the other person has said. So if Bharat started with communication, then it tries to go on with communication, and you build it up on top of that. Not a random sentence. Okay, let's go with Vinod. Yep, H. It's H for you.
Okay.
Ah,
I will do according with Bharat things.
okay.
Grammarian is a very important role in Toastmaster. It's about speaking.
So I'm going to the edge, right?
Yeah, H. You have 3 seconds. Come on, fast.
Thoughtful speech always influence the peoples.
Excuse me?
Thoughtful speeches always influence the other peoples.
Hurtful.
Okay. I was hurt when I was trying to improve my speech, but Kirandeep helped me with this. Okay. Bharat is got it. Okay, let's pause here for a second.
You're on mute.
So let's pause here for a second. So a couple of things again. We'll start again. So the thing is, once a person says a sentence, right, he build on top of the story. So Bharat set up a communication. He built on top of that. If Ashni said cats and dogs, and the next person would say, I tried to communicate, but my dog kept barking back at me. You bring the story so that as a group, we form a story. We might introduce characters like how we introduce and so on. Okay.
So now we are like changing from alphabets to just stories.
No. Alphabets itself. But yeah.
The building is what you're
Yeah.
trying to say.
Yeah. So
I mean,
the
we
sentence
can interchange the story in between, or the same story has to be continued.
You build on top of the story. You can.
Okay.
Bring in a new person, or
It has to
you
be
can
a
say
same.
I was trying to communicate with myself with a mirror, but yeah, in the same universe that we are creating, whatever it is. And let's try to be fast and let's remember our alphabet. Okay, let's go once again. This time we'll start with Saumini. Let Saumini start. And let's be fast as well. 3 seconds max per person. Anything.
Okay. Although I've tried my best, it has been too hard to get tickets for this IPL.
And we tried the Bangalore tickets. It's not possible in Bangalore.
Okay. Darshini.
Okay, Bangalore tickets are not possible. So let's see Chennai.
Anand sir. Sure.
IPL catching is the topmost point of winning a game in IPL.
So Ramanan sir is not going to do. I think Srini sir is. Let's go with Kiran.
I guess it's me.
Let's go with
Kaushik, it's
Kiran.
me.
Naveen
You
didn't do.
okay? Oh, Naveen is there. Yeah. So,
Dividing the game into two parts in IPL may not be possible.
okay. Now Kiran.
Right. Eager to see the match when Dhoni plays. Eager, eager to
Eager
see the match.
the match.
Yeah.
Okay. Mahama.
Fast moves makes the match interesting.
Okay. Let's win.
Yeah, Gujarat was the final match in IPL this year.
However, since it was very hard for me to get the tickets, I decided to go to Third Street and drink instead. But
So it was letter H, right? You said.
however, since I didn't get the tickets to IPL, I decided to go to Third Street and.
I
Did
have
you
to
guys
go with
hear me?
letter I, right? Yeah, I have
So
to go with
HI,
letter
yeah, correct. I.
I. Okay. IPL stands for Indian Premier League, and even though it is Indian Premier League, we can see a lot of people who are from other countries are taking part.
Jokes by Ravichandran Ashwin while he's handling the Rajasthan Royals Instagram handle has been top notch. One of them is like Halla bol konjo nalla bol.
Kindly resell your unused tickets. It will be very helpful for us to go for the shows.
A long shot is the best shot in IPL.
Managing the match in spite of handling the pressure from the crowd and cheering is something only a cool captain like Dhoni can handle. Not everybody can handle it.
Okay. Narration by
Yes, sir.
commenters. Narration by commenters in the last over is very thrilling, and also it creates so much tension.
Overcrowded in the stadium, it makes a good vibrant.
Can we go with Srinivas sir next? He's raised.
Yeah.
I prefer to put a question that may make a little bit of fun here. What is the basic difference between a wicketkeeper and batsman? It's a paradoxical difference. Can anybody? Wicketkeeper blows off the wickets, as such he is named as wicketkeeper, and batsman has to guard the wickets. Paradoxical roles by their names.
Same.
That's about cricket. I love cricket a great deal. That's why.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes.
Thank you, sir. So what is the letter? Where do we stop?
Oh,
M.
Oh,
O. I think Vinod's turn and it's O.
Okay, so yeah, Orange Army. They are not performed well in this IPL. So Orange Army is like the Hyderabad Orange Army.
Putting your bets on the Orange Army is obviously not going to work. Why waste money?
yes.
Q.
Questioning.
Sorry.
Yeah. I think yes. So
It's Q now.
questioning.
Orange Army is not performed well in this IPL.
Okay. Go ahead, Bharat, with P.
Yeah. questioning always will RCB win the title or not is always the best part in every IPL season.
The letter is R, right?
Yeah, R.
Yes.
RCB saying Isala Kaptamde has never gone out of style.
RS.
S, right? Uh, Style denotes MS Dhoni and his helicopter shots.
Top cricketers win the match.
Using the right players at the right time can change the play of game.
Virat Kohli is my favorite cricketer.
It's Mahamam, right?
Yeah. The letter W.
Winning, winning or losing is not a matter. Fun is matter.
Okay. So X. Okay. XYZ team will win this IPL.
You are talking about XYZ team. What is this XYZ?
Hey, XYZ. That is the secret word. We
Oh, that
don't.
was my
That
sentence.
is, yeah.
That was for why you.
That was my sentence for why. So
He's very clever.
you, what is the alphabet?
Y and then Z. I think Bharat should say
Yeah.
Z.
So Kaushik, it has to be Y, right? For you.
Has to
For
be
me, it was
Z.
Y.
Yeah.
X.
So you're
Oh, for me, it was X.
no, it's Y for you.
X was for Vinod. That's why he told XYZ.
Okay,
Y,
okay. So now it's Bharat's turn, and
Z.
Z, right? Okay. Z Tamil never streamed the IPL match.
everyone, guys, a round of applause for everybody. We finish A to Z. So especially that Z, X, Y, Z is generally hard for people, but we all, me, Bharat and Vinod, we figured out some clever way to finish. But generally, in these improv games, this is the second improv game. The first one is an exercise. So these are the basics in any improv club. If you go to, if you tell them alphabet game, they know what this is. And if there are more experienced improv people, right? The story starts somewhere as how we started IPL, and it might go where we were on the moon and Jesus came and whatnot. That's how things go. Somewhere or the other will go. The story will switch there, and it's a fun exercise. And we keep doing more of this, and we get them a point because here we were more stating facts about cricket and revolving around cricket. We move, but we'll create a story as we go on and so forth. Thank you for all for participating. And Srutika's not here for the Toastmaster or table topic session. Is she there? Or...
Yeah, Kaushik,
Oh, you're there. Okay. Okay.
just now.
All right. So to provide us with the challenge for today's table topic session, we have the table topics master Shrutika, who will be conducting the session today. Shrutika is a very dedicated member of the club. You can call her anytime and ask for help if you want. So please help me in welcoming a very dedicated member of our club, Toastmaster Shrutika. Over to you, Toastmaster Shrutika.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kaushik, for the warm welcome. Happy afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. It's time for the super exciting table topics round. I don't know whether I will able to match up the level of the impromptu game which just happened, but I'll guarantee you that this will have a fun and a lot of learning. I found the table topics is the enriching experience of Toastmasters, mainly because it encourages you to think on your feet. And there is a general known fact about the table topics round is it helps you to develop the four vital communication skills, which is listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering. You may have any situations which you will face in your life, not either in your school days, suddenly calling upon stage to give your seminar, or it may be in your interview where a shoot up questions given by the HR, or it may be a situation to answer your mom about the fraud which you have done without knowing to her. So this impromptu speaking skills helps you a lot. And I have a surprise package of things which will won't be like a single game. So I need the first volunteer who will be there. Great. Darshini. So now we are going to have a role play.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a situation.
Okay, so the role play is between two
No,
characters.
only you.
I just have to take up the role and then play. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll tell you the situation now. It's a bad storm up in the air, and your plane is experiencing extremely rough turbulence. With the year of experiences as a pilot, you are confident of a safe escape through the storm. On a microphone, you have to give your speech as a pilot to the scared passengers. We are all the scared passengers here. Go ahead. Over to you, Darshan.
Yes. I take my 30 seconds. I'll also put a timer on the
Sure.
side because I want to know.
Sure.
Yeah. I'll go ahead. Good evening, all the passengers on board. I think this is your, no, this is your pilot Darshini speaking. We are experiencing a mild turbulence in the air, but I want to tell you all not to worry because I, your pilot, am going to come and save the day. Because I have drove the plane through a lot of turbulences, and this is a very minor one, and I can assure you with that there. However, I would like to I encourage all the passengers to put on your seat belts and stay in your seats and do not panic for any reason. I also would like to ask all the air hostess and all the help to help all the passengers to put on their seat belts, and if in case there's an emergency, I encourage you all to use your safety precautions and safety measures as your air hostess will guide you, as your air hostess guides you, and your oxygen mask will drop, and that will help you, that will save you from this turbulence. However, I want to assure you that none of that will be happening today. It's just for all of your uh, it's just for the knowledge of you all. Thank you.
Thank you, pilot. I believe in you. Please give us a safe landing. So, the next volunteer, please. Okay,
I do.
great, Mahavan. So, I'll go with the next one. The topic is break the pattern. Break the pattern, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. Over to you.
I take my 30 seconds. Okay, I'll go. When I heard the sentence break the patterns, it comes to one thing comes to my mind. That is the how our Indian scientists launch our Mangalyaan. When I saw the movie, it's called Mangalyan, which is casted by Akshay and Vidya Balan. I inspired a lot. How the scientists doing the great job. We used the cheapest material metals to fly to reduce the cost cutting factors. Like our Indian government has decided to reduce our cost to launch the mission Mangalyaan. That is 8 crores. That is 8 crores is lesser. So overcome the finance, the scientists used so many cheap things like plastics and even small metals to reduce the weight and even the fuel consumptions. They used like a puri making puri method is used to do cost cutting, used to fuel reduction. That time I felt, wow, it is overall changing the pattern. Because however the other countries using, they are spending more and crores in launching the missions. However, India is reducing all those factors, changing the pattern, and bringing launched successfully our mission Mangalyaan. This is the moment I remembered. Thank you for giving this topic to TT speak, TT master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. Always, success defines health, making the impossible things possible. True, right? Okay. So next, we can go for another role play, or we can go for a debate. What's your choice? Role play or a debate?
Can we do both?
Debate.
Both great. Okay.
Role play.
Okay, sir. So Anand and sir, uh, we'll go
Yes.
for role play view. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's your school alumni. After the last 2 days of fun, music, and dance, it's the last minute to leave your school. There is no more classes, no more PT period, no more homework, and no more exams. You're called on to the stage to give your speech about your last day. Over to you, Toastmaster Anand.
It's a real coincidence. Yesterday was my school alumni. Okay, anyway, leaving school is the most difficult part of any human being. School is the most enjoyable period of any human being. Everybody has enjoyed school life. School life is filled with fun, joy, and happiness. It's not only education, but even sports. I was an athletic. I participated in sports activities, and I was good in my studies. But to sum it up all, it is going to come to an end. The friends, my colleagues, all were with us who traveled in a journey of 12 years are going to part. Now we are going to go to college and we are going to be separated and we are going to go haywire. So it's a day filled with tears. I'm not able to see the timer's cards. It's filled with tears. My last moments of school is filled with tears of joy and happiness. And anyway, it's the best moments of my life. Thank you. And timers, I'm not able to see.
Is it now?
Oh, sorry, guys.
Not this. Okay, anyway, I don't know how I speech because of. So
Am I audible?
I said, yeah.
Okay. So it's debate time. I need 2 volunteers.
Shrutika, I think we have a debate legend here. Srinivas, you
Okay.
can.
Okay, one is Kaushik and another one is okay, sir. Great. So, as the normal table topic will go for 2 minutes, we are going to divide the debate also for 2 minutes and 2 minutes. The first 1 minute, Kaushik will speak, and the next 1 minute, Srinivas sir will speak. And again, it's Kaushik 1 minute, and again, Srinivas 1 minute. They will end the debate. Okay, clear? The timer, please note the timings. When 1 minute gets over, please show the red. The topic is consistency with productivity. Consistency is something we have to do it, whether it is perfect or imperfect. Productivity is something, whatever we do, we will do it with our full satisfaction and to the fullest. Is it important to be consistent or is it important to be productive?
I'll go with
Kaushik, will you
for
go with
being consistent.
consistency?
I'll go for being consistent.
Okay. Srinivas sir, you will go for productivity. Is the topic clear?
Am I restricted to productivity only, or shall I have to enjoin both?
Both is not possible,
Because
sir.
I
So we
believe
have
in
to
two.
debate on.
That's why.
So you,
While you are
yeah,
consistent in a business, in an enterprise, you have to be consistent as well, and then you should concentrate on productivity. That's what I believe in.
oh,
Please
okay,
continue.
okay, okay, sir. So Kaushik, you can start with your debate on. Over to you.
Okay. So consistency, it's something that we all try and something very hard for a lot of people to achieve. You take $1 and you multiply it twice for every day for the next 30 days. So by the day 15, you'll have around $500. And by the time you reach day 30, you'll have more than $1 million. This just goes to prove whatever you have done for 15 days is much less compared to if you do the same thing for the next 30 days. So it's just 15 days more and you have $1 million with you just for doing the same thing. So this small definition or an example is just enough to prove the benefits and importance of consistency. Because I'm sure everyone would like to have $1 million here. So thank you, and over to the next part, please.
Srinivas sir, you can go on the against debate of consistency.
Okay, consistency as such, I believe in personal life as well as office or business. In personal life, consistency goes with you have to be consistent with your doctor, lawyer, a mechanic, or a banker who, during the course of time, they'll be guiding you because of basing on your relationships with them. And if I next come to this productivity, that goes to office individual performance, and business is concerned profits. I prefer to be consistent with whatever you do, improving your skills as well, and then bring out best of you so as to get satisfaction, productivity, satisfaction towards your performance, and productivity towards the organization you work for. There has to be a balance you have to strike in your life, in your performance, in your skills, without any displacement. Displacement, I just prefer to impress upon as such time does allow or not. I have not checked the clock. This is it.
Thank you so much. So on this debate, as time is less, we will end it here. So, has a judgment, the consistency and productivity is like two sides of a coin. And as Srinivasan says it should be balanced on strike. So, we'll go with the last one. I just need guests to take part, and it will just take 1 minute. I'll display a picture, and you should talk about that for 1 minute. Okay, volunteer, please.
I can go forward.
Oh, okay, Kirande, great. I'll share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Kirandeep, are you ready?
Yes, yes. Let me think for 10 seconds.
Oh, okay, okay. Go ahead.
Okay, I can go forward.
Okay.
So by
Start.
seeing this, yeah, by seeing this image, I am get to know like same consistency on the results. So I will give a best example of this. Like in our technical world, we face like LinkedIn, right? And our best example is Navin's journey, where every day like we need to be consistent, but the results can be not get to show like immediately. It applies to in our every day of our work also, where we keep on efforts, but the result is not going to be seen immediately. But we need to keep focusing on the journey, and we need to be very we need to give our 100% effort and should follow the process and believe in the end results and also enjoy the process. Yeah, so by this way we can able to get whatever we want in our life. That's it.
Great. So I hope everyone has enjoyed the table topic session. I think we have gone with a different type of things, and you will get each and every learning. So use this opportunity, Toastmasters, setting a stage to improve your impromptu speaking. Thank you for the opportunity. Over to the TMO.
Thank you, Table Topics Master Shrutika. That was definitely a very different table topic session, going from role plays to debates to pictorial impromptu speaking. So the next part of our Toastmaster meeting is a very important part of Toastmaster meeting, which is the evaluation round, where all role players and speakers get a overall constructive feedback on their performance, which helps to make us better and shape ourselves. For this part of the meeting, I request the general evaluator, Toastmaster Samini, to come up on stage. Over to you, Toastmaster Samini.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Today. The evaluation segment can be split into two parts: the qualitative evaluation and the quantitative evaluation. As I would like to call it. So, in the qualitative evaluation, we'll have the evaluation of the prepared speeches. The two evaluators of the prepared speakers will give their evaluation on the speeches. So, first, we'll have evaluator number one, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Anandan. So evaluator number one, Bharat, over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for the introduction. Right. So coming to Toastmasters Anandan speech, first of all, a very big congratulations for Toastmaster Anandan for successfully completing the objectives of the speech. So his speech objective was to uh, plan something, and he has to organize things, and he has to done it with a group of committee. So in his speech, he has clearly explained that how he has played a potential role in starting the club and organizing things and selling the Toastmasters, and ultimately he made a people or a committee, and that is how he scripted the speech. So the first thing, he clearly completed his objective on the speech. So great job on that, Toastmaster Anandan. And second thing, so he had a proper content. So he had a introduction and body and the conclusion that delivers the content, which is clearly related to what he's proposed to in his objectives. So that is second important thing. And thirdly, we all know that every great speaker will always attach his personal stories. So that will make people really connected towards, they can relate to them. So I was just really happy to see Toastmaster Anandan has included his personal experiences in his speeches. So that made us all related to in our life stories too. All right. So we all know that there are some things that has to be suggested or improved in every speech. And here, as an evaluator of Toastmaster Anandan, I would feel these are some of the things that I want to suggest for him. So the first thing, so the opening of the speech. So in every speech, the opening is really important. Even you're giving for a very long, lengthy speech, the people will always have a keen note of your speech when you're starting it. Okay, so I would suggest Toastmaster Anandan for having something creative when you're starting your speech. For example, say you're starting off your speech with a question and making people think about it on your topic, and that will give them a clear clarity on, they'll just be curious about your speech. So this is one thing you can do, or else you can start off with your speech like something conversation, like you're communicating with somebody, and then you're starting off and connecting your speech with that topic. These things can be something really innovative, and that can right away attracts your audience. Just this guy is going to do something really interesting today. So this is one thing that I wanted to tell in your speech. And the second thing, so as we are in an online stage, so the frame is really important. So I would suggest you to keep your frame clearly when you are doing a speech, so that way your hand gestures will be clearly visible to the audience, because hand gestures are playing the very important role in every speech, and also the facial expressions too. So considering these things, so I want you to clearly set up your frame of your speaking area, so that it will be really helpful for you to give a effective speech. And apart from that, I felt like that you were in your speech, I couldn't find the pauses. Like, the pauses plays really important role in every speech. For example, when you say that you carried the pamphlets and you gave it to the people, and you can bring something emotional. Okay, so this way people, so how can you bring emotional when you give passes? People have a few seconds of time to think about it. So these things can make you really effective on your speech. You had a very good speech, and see that some of the suggestions from my side, and I hope you implement in your speech. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bharat. Next, we have evaluator number 2, Ramanan, to evaluate Toastmaster Dashini's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Ramanan.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Son. Toastmaster Darshini, what an amazing speech you had given. First of all, congratulations for you for the completion of level 2 project. You had a very elegant facial expression and hand gestures shown throughout your speech, which is very much important for an orator. The way you crafted your speech was amazing, really. First, you started your speech with setting up a scenario, then traveled, introduced about the 4 different types of the communication style, and finally ended up with how you analyzed your communication styles. So overall, it is an excellent performance, is what I would say. The takeaways from your speech, I understood the 4 types of communication. You had given a very detailed explanation and brief note about what are those: initiative style, directing style, analytical style, and supportive style. The one very important key point, what I noticed from your speech was, one cannot be stick on to a particular communication style. He can be of more using 1 or 2 type of styles. But in general, people will be of using all the 4 types of communication style is an excellent takeaway from you. Next, coming to the recommendation part, I would recommend you you would have given a speech by standing up and give. It would give more confidence to the audience that they can absorb more things from you. Third thing is, I could see a little verbal hesitancy in your speech. So you can improvise it. Verbal hesitancy, when I say it's like a filler words you used here and there. By just applying a little more conscious in your speech craft, you can improvise it. And the last point which I want to noticed is when you are explaining that initiative, directing, analytical, and supportive, you would have deployed some dialogues. You had a very nice modulation. You would have deployed some dialogues between an employee and an employer or between a two friends. That communication would have created a great impact. So overall, it is a power packed performance. And once again, I congratulate you, Toastmaster Dashani. Best of luck for your future projects. Over to you, General Evaluator Swami.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramanan. Next, we have the tag team report. First, we'll go with the timers report of today. Over to you, Navi.
Thanks for the intro. So today, most of us maintain the timing, and only a few missed the timings in a very fraction of seconds. As a in the table topic session, as it's a new as a debate session happened in that Kaushik kind of taken a very 10 seconds less than what is expected, and Srinivas is a at first we thought of going with a 1 minute gap, but it's kind of stopped. So that's something happened. And in the final report, Bharat kind of taken 20 seconds extra. Other than that, everyone maintained the timing and went with a flow. So that's it. So if we can keep up with this timing, we can be more productive at our times. So that's it from my side.
Thank you, Navi. Next, we have the our counter for today, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Sorry, first of all, I was little bit tensed and nervous with mixing two grammarian and our counter role. So I use this opportunity this time to explain my word of the day. My word of the day is orator. Orator, the word is noun. Orator tracks back to the Latin word orare. Its meaning to speak before a court or assembly. Orator is really just a formal way to saying speaker. Technically, you can use it to describe anyone who is giving a speech. I have two examples. I would request everyone to use this word after my giving example. First example is Toastmaster facilitate people to become an orator. Second one, Selvi Jayalalta was an orator who impressed people with his heroic. I request anyone to use this opportunity to make a sentence or use in future. Anyone is ready to practice here?
Yeah, I'll do it. Yes.
Thank you, Bharat. You can.
Yeah. The great orators always, you know, include their personal stories.
Great. Okay. I will perform my counter role first, then I'll go for my grammarian report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. Next, we have Toastmaster Mahalakshmi playing the role of grammarian again.
No, Darshini, I'm going to give my counter report.
Okay, please go
Okay.
ahead.
Thank you. Guys, I could see a lot of improvisation while everybody speaking. Like I could see minimal half of the people used less hours. However, I could see our Toastmaster TMOD Toastmaster Kaushik used so many ha sounds, filler words, ha, and Anandan sir used overused words like it's, I, like that, and Darshini used four has, and myself used two overused words, that is you know. and Naveen used filler sounds, that is hmm. And Toastmaster Bharat used hmm, overused words also. One you can we can reduce our filler sounds and overused words by practicing or keeping attention to what we are going to present. Like before presenting anything, you just overthink in your mind and deliver it so that we could avoid our ha filler sounds. Next, I'm coming to my grammarian words. I could see a lot of takeaways, a lot of great usage words, phrases. So I would like to list it out here a few words like ingredients, greet, complimentary, loved, club president, motivating individual, which means having an incentive, a strong desire to do well, and put my ideas in cooler box or refrigerator, which means delay. Aggressive, immense means great, immense joy and pleasure, uh, builds, bubbling, full-fledged man, and allotted, personal and professional goal, spontaneous, decisive, approachable, initiating, analytical communicator, enrich. These are the good words I saw while I saw during the meeting, and I could saw some mispronunciation. So it's my duty to report that. So, somebody used situation. It's not a right way to use it. It's like situation, or you can use it scenario like that. And somebody used experience in the singular, it's a singular, while you can use it in the when we talk about knowledge or skill, you can use as a experience. Experience is about, it's about the situation, it's about situation, so please correct it. Situation, experiences is comes for plural, it's about situations, and experience is about skill and knowledge. And I could see some phrases, that is there are two sides of coin, and put my ideas in the cooler box. And one word I really impressed is verbal hesitations. These are my report. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. Now I will start with my general evaluators report. I will first start with my tag team's report. The timer, we had a guest playing timer today, Naveen. He had one of the most sensible and beautiful timer introductions that I have seen so far, and he was while explaining the time constraints, he was very prompt in changing the background and showing that he would be changing the background at so and so time. That green means you've qualified, and the yellow means you're intermediary, and red means you're like almost you should be done with your speech. And so great job on doing that, I salute you. And one very notable thing is that in our TT segment we had the debate segment, which had very unique timing to be followed apart from the conventional timing method. And he also swiftly adapted to that, and he understood what Toastmaster Shrutika was trying to say, and he did that in a very he did that like a seasoned Toastmaster. So great job on doing that. And coming to his report, he duly noted that the debate did make some conflict in the speakers' speeches. He made that point very clear in his report. And one thing I could suggest that is that you could say who all qualified and who all disqualified from this speech. And it was also great that he gave Toastmaster Bharat a suggestion to work on the timings. So good job on doing that, Navi. Coming to the R counter, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi, she had a demonstration of what impact that fillers and R counts and the filler words and crutches can make in your speech. She gave a demonstration of how it could look in your speech, how badly it could impact, and made us all wary that this is how it would sound if you would use these in your speeches. And then gave her creatively designed her introduction around it. And she also did a good job in giving a very precise report. And coming to the grammarian, which was also played by Toastmaster Mahalakshmi, she clearly stated what the grammarian does. And I think, first of all, great job on pitching in to play two roles, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. That is very plausible. And I think that might have also been an impact where, so whenever someone goes to play a grammarian, I would say that have it in mind that the grammarian has four duties to execute. Number one is pointing out the good usages in your speech. Number two, pointing out the areas of improvement where the speaker could improve. And number three, pointing out the mispronunciations and giving the correct pronunciation. And number four, the most important thing, giving the word of the day in your speech. So I think the fourth one, stating the word of the day, orator, was missed, and it was later put in the chat window. But I opened the chat window only after like half the meeting, so that could have been a discrepancy where we could have missed out. And nevertheless, I saw that Toastmaster Srinivas used the word of the day in one of his speeches in the middle. So great job, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. Just whoever is playing grammarian, please keep it in mind that you have four duties to perform so that you don't derail from them. And she stated out commonly known, and the one thing is that she stated out the commonly known words like enrich, a few other words that we usually know but are also good usages and we know the meaning of. She did not waste time to give the meaning of those words. She just stated them, and she just gave the meaning of the words that seemed unique, or we might be hearing for the first time. So that was a brilliant way of optimizing your time in your speech report, in your grammarian report. And she also gave a generalized suggestion and improvement along with what alternatives you can use, like you can use scenarios instead of situations. So great job on tackling two roles, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. And coming to the evaluators, prepared speech evaluators for today, evaluator number one, Toastmaster Bharat. He started his speech by congratulating Toastmaster Anandan that he has fulfilled the purpose of his speech, which is very important to let the speaker know that they have successfully completed their speech objectives. So that because an evaluator holds the power of asking the speaker to redo the speech. He or she can ask the speaker to repeat the speech if they feel that they have not completed the speech purpose. So it is a very small thing, but is a very important thing to know that whenever anyone is playing an evaluator's role, they'll have to mention if the target speaker has completed the speech objectives and purpose. So good job, Bharat, that you stated it in the beginning. And I think as evaluators, we do not comment on the content anytime. It is up to the speakers freedom to use whatever content they want in the speech. So Toastmaster Bharat did not comment on the content of Toastmaster Anandan's speech, but I think he wrongly used the word content in place of structure. So he was trying to say the Toastmaster Anandan's speech had a good introduction, body, and conclusion, which he could have said as Toastmaster Anandan had good structure in his speech. He had a good introduction, body, and conclusion. Instead, he said content. So that thing could make an confusion in people who are new Toastmasters or guests who are listening to the evaluation report. And I think when there are three types of giving your evaluation. Some you first state your pros, that is the positives that you find in a person's speech, and then the areas of improvement, and then you summarize, or you give the negatives first. I mean the areas of improvement, then the positives, and then summarize, or you give one positive one or two positives, two areas of improvement, and then end it with a positive note. That is called the sandwich method. So I think Bharat went with the plain method. He gave the positives first and then the areas of improvement. So since there are like three types of methods that people use in when seasoned speakers give their evaluation speeches in contests, they can use any one of these three methods. So when so that the listeners have to understand what they are with, which method they are going into. So I would suggest, when you're going with the positives first, areas of improvement, and then summarizing, I would suggest that any evaluator to say, here are three things or two things or four things that impressed me in Toastmasters so and so speech. That would give a heads up to all the listeners that, okay, you're going to state the positives first and then you're going to go to the areas of improvement. So they're ready, so that they're not confused. That sometimes a few pointers in the evaluation might seem ambiguous. People might be confused if it is a positive point or a place where the speaker should improve. So when you're saying, I'm going into the positive speech first, or these are three things that I loved about his or her speech, they know that you're going to give your positives first. So I would suggest this for every evaluator to follow in your speech. And then when you're transitioning to the areas of improvement, you could say this, I loved so and so, but here are two things that Toastmaster so and so could have done to improve his or her speech, so that they know that you're transitioning into areas of improvement. And then it is very, very important to summarize your speech towards the end, because we might get derailed on what are the pointers that were told. So summary is a very important point. In your evaluation contest, the summary alone holds 15 marks. So it is a very major thing. It seems very small, but a very major thing for even the speaker to take away, to refresh on the points that you have told them. And so, yeah. And he also stated examples from the speech. That is like very, very important. When you're taking notes on your evaluation, it is not just what points you have to say, but state out the examples. And Toastmaster Bharat did it very efficiently when he stated out. He could have used you could have paused here when and he cited a line from Toastmaster Anandan's speech. Good job on doing that, Bharat. And evaluated to Toastmaster Ramanan, again duly informed that the speaker has fulfilled their speech. And the whole evaluation speech itself, he had a very beautiful introduction so before he jumped into the his pointers. He gave an introduction to the speech, and then if his whole evaluation seemed like it was a prepared speech in itself. And again, I think the one thing I could notice was that he used the keyword takeaways. So when someone says takeaways, we are like aligning that takeaways means the positives from the speech. So he just used the word takeaways, and he clubbed both the positives and areas and improvements under the takeaway keyword. So I would suggest you, sir, that when you say takeaways, just say the positives, and then here are two things that are the areas of improvement, so that the speaker distinctively knows which is the takeaway, and the listeners also know which is takeaway and which is the area of improvement. And so, yeah, and again, I think the evaluation report could have been summarized. But you had a very flamboyant way of giving your evaluation speech. So great job on doing that. And coming to the table topics master, Shrutika. It is always a delight looking at Shrutika playing the TTM. If you could like bring creativity into one of the driest segments, is that it, because you don't have a lot of areas to improve. A TMOD script is where you can bring a lot of creativity, but TTM comes and gives only topics. But she's always specialized in bringing in creativity and dynamism in the script. So and she that Toastmaster Shrutika's speech was one of the very brilliant ways of showing dynamism in the script, where she had a first topic as a role play, second with a normal table topic, third was debate, and then the fourth was a picture prompt. And this kept us at surprise throughout the session, and it was a perfect justification to again the title or the theme of today, improv. So we didn't know what was coming next, and so it kept us in the guessing game. So good job on bringing justification to the theme of the day. Toastmaster Shrutika. And coming to the star of today, the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Kaushik had one of the most engaging content, and again a second dynamic script of today. He filled his introduction with anecdotes and stories that were so relatable. He began very uniquely by asking a question. I know that asking a question will jog everyone up from their whatever state that they are in, but his question actually made us reflect all the Toastmasters on our Toastmasters journey, and that made us feel good. When I said that in the beginning I used to memorize my script A to Z and even Z to A and go, but right now I'm not able to. I was able to pick that point up and reflect on myself only because Toastmaster Kaushik asked that question. So that is one of the very brilliant ways of capturing your audience, where by making themselves feel good about themselves. So amazing way of executing your introduction, Toastmaster Kaushik. And then he had a very elaborate story in the second segment right before the speaker segment. So usually when stories are imparted in speeches that are very lengthy, absolutely we all get derailed of the contents, but he kept it very engaging and kept us very easily to keep track of every content in that story and executed it to perfection. So good job on doing that. And I don't know if so many of us know that a club called Improv Club exists. So there are, it is usually very prevalent in Western countries. There are improv clubs, mime clubs, acting clubs, and all of that. So Improv Club, I was new to knowing that this practice in Improv Club exists in the beginning to break the ice. Is that this asking to build a sentence with each word that one of them should string together. So thank you for introducing us to that practice that we were all not aware of. I was not aware of. So thank you for that. It is always something new that everyone brings to the table in every segment, and today's segment was not in short of that at all. And again, in his second improv activity, he challenged our brains and squeezed the creativity out of it, and asking us to build an entire story from made of 26 sentences of each alphabet. And Toastmaster Vinod said, XYZ can win the IPL this year. That impressed me a lot. But again, you credits to you, Toastmaster Kaushik, for bringing that from Toastmaster Vinod, like you did with all of us. So great job on that. And coming to the few errors that or areas of improvement that could impart in our next segments, I think the transfer of control in the speech segment could have been a little more smooth. I think we could work on that and make it a bit more professional. I'll state the example towards the end. And I think whoever is the host of the meeting, they can make sure that whenever someone is unmuted, it is causing a lot of disturbance in the background or any segment that is ongoing. So the host of the meeting should be very attentive to make sure that they'll have to mute that person whenever they note that it is going, they are on unmute. That would have given our activity session a bit more smoothness in the running. And then again, in the transfer of roles, so when I introduce any role player, after they end their speech or something, they hand over the role to another person. So what I do as a general evaluator is I introduce my tag role people. For example, say I'm introducing Timer Navi. The first tag role of today is played by Timer Naveen, and is the introduction that I'm giving for Naveen. But so when you're starting the speech, you're not. So I would suggest when you're starting the speech, when you're taking control from the general evaluator, this is an example. This can be applied to every other scenario also. Start with a thank you. Thank you, general evaluator. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you, evaluator, etc. And then, excuse me, jump into your speech. So when you're saying thank you, my name is Saumini. I am playing the general evaluator of today. It again makes it redundant because the previous role player has already given your introduction, the role you're playing, and your name. So please just start with thank you, the previous role player's name, and then jump into your script. That would do. This I think this was an issue in the this was an issue in the grammarian when I was introducing the grammarian or account. Okay. And then again in the prepared speech segment, before the session begins, I think it is a duty of every prepared speaker of the day to say, to have two. They have two duties. One is to send the title of their speech to the Toastmaster of the day. Number two is to send your evaluation script that you can download from the Toastmasters website and your pathway and project details to your evaluator. Please give due attention when, especially when your evaluator is from a different club, because you have to get their phone numbers from your vice president education and then send your script and the pathway and project details. So I think the Toastmaster of the day today did not have the title of the first speaker. So if that could have been tackled previously before the session, it could have not disrupted the flow of the meeting. So that is one pointer. And then yeah, I think that is pretty much it. I think whenever someone is playing two roles, this happens a lot of times, is that especially when the roles are adjacently and tied together. Say today Toastmaster Mahalakshmi was playing our counter and grammarian. So I would suggest, even if you're playing two roles adjacently, let the transfer of control be in order. Say I am introducing Toastmaster Mahalakshmi, our counter of today. Over to you. Toastmaster Mahalakshmi, finish your counter introduction and please hand it back to me at the general evaluator. I will again introduce you as the grammarian so that the viewers know that you are playing two roles. The same person is playing two roles. So I just introduced Toastmaster Mahalakshmi is playing our counter today, but you gave the our counter report and the grammarian report, which could have confused the guests. Because they wouldn't know what was happening, because in my introduction I said there are three role players. So these are very minute things that could make a big impact for first time viewers, and that would like intimidate them, attributing to the amount of technicalities we have in the session. So that is my report. I think today's session overall was very interactive, and we had the most energetic and interactive guests, which we would love to see in the following sessions too. So, yeah, thank you. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sauni, for the general evaluation as well as the tag team for the evaluation. It helps us all become better as speakers and even for guests as well. So I hope we're running short on time, but I just want to make a note that this part of my speech would not take more than 2 minutes. So feel free and relax. So I hope the whole meeting was very helpful, energetic, as Toastmaster Sami said, and interactive. And you were able to also link improv with Toastmasters. So there's a final article that I want to share with you all. I won't share the article. I'll explain what is there. It was from our Toastmasters website. It was about improv and Toastmasters. As Toastmaster Sauni said, there are improv clubs in Western countries, but a very particular Toastmaster club culture that I found in the article was there are a couple of clubs in California where they have where they have improv along with their Toastmaster meeting, and just like a table topics master, they have an improv master that conducts that part of the session. And the most different club culture I found in that article was there's a club in Washington. When I say what their club culture is, it might either scare you or it might excite you. So the club name is Improv Masters Club. It's only one club in Washington. And so what they do is before the meeting, only one role is fixed. And that role is of the Toastmaster of the day. That is fixed and the theme is fixed. and it's shared with the audience. None of the other roles are fixed. So what they do, once the meeting starts, everybody comes and they don't have roles. Only the TMOD has the role. So once the meeting starts, he goes and says, "Okay, Toastmaster Bharat, you're going to be the presiding officer. Toastmaster Shritika, you're going to be the speaker one. Toastmaster Samni, you're going to be the general evaluator," and so on. And the speakers have 5 minutes to prepare, and everybody just improvises their roles and just goes ahead with the flow. So it's exciting and scary, and also, if we do that, it's gonna benefit us for sure. We might struggle and use ours, ins, and all that, but it's gonna be fun. And so something I noticed from that article, I wanted to share with you all. We can take it here, and as well as Ramnan sir could take it back to his club. So overall, as TMOD of the day, I had a lot of fun being the host and conducting this meeting, and to see so much interaction from you guys was also energizing me to perform my role better. So thank you all, and over to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Bharat.
Thank you so much, Kaushik, and thank you so much, everyone. I hope we all had a great show, and I hope we all have successfully spent our half of a Sunday with something really productive, with Toastmaster Kaushik's thoughtful content about the improv and Toastmastering, and also we had a thoughtful suggestions and from our general evaluator, Toastmaster Saumini, which made us all really get into the our improvement part. And I hope you all have observed everything and we could improve. All these things we learn in Toastmasters is like, we make mistakes and we learn from every sessions. That is what vital for every one of us. And we hope we do it every time. And yes, and I just want to take much of your time. Like, let me just quickly have our guest feedback. So firstly, I would like to call Srinivas to give his feedback about the session. Like, yes. Srinivas sir, are you there? Yes.
Excuse me, yes, I'm here.
Yes.
Yes, fine. I feel great. I'm able to use some time of my leisure time for a specific purpose. Actually, I've been participating as introduced by my daughter to bring out a model in our bank from which I got retired to enrich the younger generation there towards their personal life, official, and goal orientation. This is giving me a training like and participative happiness, enrichment of my own knowing of people around, how they act, how they present, how they are precise, how to be precise. That's the precision. I'm little not so very much thorough with. So far as my professional traits are concerned, I'm not much of an orator, but these meetings are of immense help to me. And also, these meetings give me some time to think. If they force upon me to think of it for some time in a day of mine, that's how it is helping me. And I'm working on a model for my bank from which I retired. I repeat, thanks a lot. Thank you very much for being with me and entertaining me too.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us today. And we hope to see you in the club. Right. And yes, up next we have Vinod. So can we hear your feedback from you, Vinod?
Uh, Hi guys. It's the second time I attended the Toastmaster Value Club. So it's a very good one. So everyone is interacted and some icebreaker rounds. It makes to interact every people's. And we can improve our skill through this club. Lot of options are there. So I already participating in the Infi club. So compared to here, a lot of opportunity is there. So the more or other clubs are there is a two options. One is the table topic speaker, and other one is prepared speech. So 1.5 hour it's enough. But here is lot of opportunities there. The people can more interactive. So that's the thing. Another one thing what I found here, it's a time is very lengthy. I thought it's a 1.5 hour session, but it's going to the around 2 hours. But it's helpful people to improve the leadership skill and communications, these things. Okay. Anyway, it's a very wonderful session and insightful. So thank you, everybody. Thank you all.
Yes. Thank you so much, Vinod. And
Yeah.
yes, thank you for your feedback. And we will also work on to restrict the time to the one which we have posted. Yes. And now I would like to call our beloved guest, Kiran Deep, to give his feedback.
Uh, as usual, like every session on Sunday, helping to better version of ourselves, and I'm looking forward for the next session. Yeah, very grateful to be present today.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kiran Deep, for your continuous participation in the club events. And we hope to see you there soon. And now, finally, I would like to thank one person who is from Wipro Toastmasters, who is Ramanan, who has played the evaluated two role for today. And yes, thank you so much, sir. And we hope to get a feedback from you, sir, about the meeting.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Bharat. As I said, really, I enjoyed the whole meeting. Our club used to meet on every Saturdays, and before sharing my feedback, I just like to extend my invite to you guys. Next Saturday, I will share the invite. I request you guys to attend our meeting as well. Yes, there are many takeaways in your club which we are not following, you are following, and there are few things we are following which I'm missing here. So it's like a give and take which I learned from here. There are, as I said, many takeaways are there. I'm going to implement those things in our club. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's completely power packed performance. I would say all the speakers, and yes, last but not least, like how much I love Toastmasters is like I'm from Saudi Arabia. I'm connecting this meeting. I'm in our club meeting on every weekly basis without fail for the past 1.5 years. I'm into Toastmasters. I never miss any meeting. So it's a very nice platform which help us to grow as the SAA says in your communication skills and leadership skills and in your self growth and personal growth and professional growth. This is the right platform. Make use of this platform and enrich yourself. Best of luck. Over to you, Bharat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We are so happy to have you for the session today. And we are looking forward to your club session too, right?
Sure.
And there, I just finished with two special mentions for today's session. So I would like to specially thank and congratulate Naveen for playing up the role and putting a really good show. So it really doesn't look like he's a guest. He almost looked like a Toastmaster. And yeah, I can call him Toastmaster Naveen. Yes. So thank you, Toastmaster Naveen, for taking up the role and making it really great. And we are looking forward to you. And yes, and up next, one more person. Yes, I think I would especially like to thank our TM Modi, Toastmaster Kaushik, who has taken up the TM Modi role for the first time and putting up a great show, like an experienced Toastmaster. And it was really, even though we had a lengthy session, it doesn't look like we had it because of his interactive way of conducting games and everything. So it was really helpful and to improve our knowledge and everything. So thank you, Toastmaster Kaushik. And yes, I would like to thank Toastmaster Mahalashmi for playing the dual role too. So congrats to you, ma'am. So you're always helping the club whenever there is in need of help. So great job on that. And yes, I hope you all had a great Sunday today. And so special mention that we will be having our physical session, I mean the upcoming physical session on the coming Sunday, which is April 30th. And I hope to see you all there on this session. And yes, we will start filling out the roles. And I would we are also taking steps to in the physical sessions to make people who are from distant places can also see it like a hybrid mode. So yes, we're working on it and we will start implementing in our next session too, and we will see how it works and we will start continuing it. Yes, thank you everyone. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye everyone. Nice session.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
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 Bye.